Hey y'all, this your girl Buggy Boo TV, and I'm here with a story time video. Just wanted to talk to y'all about when I suffer miscarriage, and this happened this year. Um, it's very disturbing to talk about because I'm still like a little bit grieving about it, even though it happened a couple months. It wasn't that long, ago. It still gets to me. I still get depressed about it. But yeah, I had a miscarriage February 14th on Valentine's Day. And the reason why it was so depressing because I already went through a lot prior to that. I had lost a cousin, I lost my grandmother, and then a couple months later I suffer a miscarriage. Um I remember the day like crazy. I really don't wish that on any female. It's a very terrible experience. I remember my sister and my brother, they came over and they spent the day with me. I did my sister hair that day. And when I first went to my appointment, they told me when I told her my last period date, she told me I might be 12 weeks pregnant. And I said, okay, cool. I was excited, but I was like, how can I take on another child? That would have been my third child. I have two kids. If you've seen my first video, I have a boy and a girl by the same person that I've been with for almost 11, 12 years. Um but yeah, it was crazy because I was excited, but I was like, how can I take on another child when I'm barely getting by with the two that we have now? We barely getting by, and how can I, handle a third child? And you know how you get used to, how can I put it? You know how you're not ready, but you ready. That's how I was. Like I wasn't ready, but then once I found out and a couple of days went past, I started to get used to the fact of I'm having another baby. I'm excited. Basically preparing myself. Even though I was early, I was still preparing myself. Like, what can I do to prepare myself for this third baby coming along? You know, when I hit 3 months, make sure I start getting stuff early, like stuff like that. I was just starting to get used to the fact that I was having another one. So, like I said, on Valentine's Day, my sister and my brother came over, and it's crazy because I was chilling with them. I did my sister hair, and I remember going to the bathroom, and I was already cramping like the day before and the day after. So I didn't think much of it because I heard a few females told me that when you in your some of them, when you in your early weeks of pregnancy, some symptoms you can have cramping, as long as you don't bleed, but you can experience cramping. So I didn't really think much of it because I wasn't at that time. That day before, I wasn't bleeding, so I didn't think much of it. But the day after, when my sister and brother came, I went to the bathroom and I was cramping early that morning. And when I went, I seen blood, and it wasn't like a little bit blood, it was a lot. And I started crying, and I was like shaking and everything. I was so scared. And I called my sister. I'm like, Maya, come here, come here. She's like, what? So I showed her, when females, what I'm talking about. I showed her the blood and whatever, and she was like, oh my god, you gotta go to the hospital. So I called my boyfriend because he was at work at the time. So I called him and I was like, um, you have to see if you can get home. See if your manager boss will let you come home. And he was like, babe, let me see because I don't know for sure if they're gonna let me come home. So he said, just give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna call you back and stuff like that. So I'm like, hurry because I'm bleeding. I don't know what's going on. I'm terrified. So it's crazy because when he called me back, he said, babe, they won't let me go. I said, why? He said, I don't know why, but they said if I go, they're gonna fire me. So I was mad about that. I had to wait a whole hour for him to come home. And I was still bleeding at that time. Then when he got home, me and the kids was already dressed. He dropped his work bag. He said, come on. We caught a sedan to Good Samaritan Hospital. Got there, filled the paperwork out and everything. That hospital, they don't have OBs, OB doctors. So they did a pelvic exam on me and took like a few x-rays. Like they put this thing in me and like it's like a pelvic exam thing, like I said, and they do like x-rays. And I was probably in there for like hours, y'all, like hours. I probably didn't leave the hospital till probably like 12, 1 something in the morning. Like that's how long I've been there. And when they came back in the room, the lady was like, it's a possibility that it could have been a possibility of miscarriage. So she said, what I want you to do is follow up with your OB the next day, which I did. So the next day came, but still bleeding. Went to my OB appointment, got there early, fill out more paperwork, and got in the back. They did another pelvic exam. And then she came in the room and she said, we're gonna have to do an ultrasound. So when she did the ultrasound, she was trying to she located the sac where the baby be. And she said, I can't see nothing and stuff, but she was like, you do look like you 7 weeks. And then when she probably was on my stomach for a good minute, y'all, like a good hour. And she was like just looking for so long. And then she was like, I don't see the baby. I see the sac, but I don't see the baby. And she said, all I see, she said, you see all this area right here? And I was like, yeah. She said, that's nothing but blood. She said, I don't see no baby though. She said, I see nothing but blood. So she said, hold on, let me talk to the doctor about the x-rays and, I'm going to come back in the room and, let you know from there. So whole time I'm waiting for her, I'm so terrified. I'm so scared. I'm like, hopefully I hear positive news, because at that time I was like, hopefully I hear something, something positive. But something something in the back of my mind told me you're gonna hear bad news. And apparently that's what I heard. When she came back in the room, she said, sorry to tell you, but you had a miscarriage. And I didn't want to cry in front of her because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want to look embarrassed. And as soon as I went out in a waiting room, and what pissed me off, y'all, like I seen so many other girls that was pregnant and that was like big and little. And as soon as I seen my boyfriend, I just broke down crying. Like I broke down crying. And I'm like, I lost it. And at that point I had to go see my doctor so that they can give me the pill so that the baby, I can basically a D&C. I had to get a D&C, which if y'all don't know what that is, a D&C is when you had to get a terminated abortion, basically when you have a miscarriage, so you can get the remainder of everything out of you so it won't affect your body or affect you from conceiving again if you want to. I didn't want to be touched. I didn't want to talk to no doctors. I didn't want to see no doctors. I just didn't want to be bothered anymore if I heard the news. But I still went to see my doctor, my midwife, and took care of the DNC. I took care of that, and I got very depressed. I pushed family members away because I was so depressed. And I think the real reason why I was so depressed, guys, because when I found out I was healthy, I was eating salads, I was craving fruits, I was eating a lot of healthy stuff. I wasn't smoking, I wasn't drinking, I was doing everything right, guys. And you see so many mothers, you see so many females that, smoke and drink and do so much dumb shit when they pregnant, and that would trigger my depression because I'm like, I'm doing everything right, so why me? Why I'm the one that suffer a miscarriage? And instead of beating myself up for it, I had to accept it, of course, and say maybe it just wasn't my time to have another baby because I'm barely getting by. Me and my boyfriend is barely getting by with our son and daughter. We doing everything we can for them. So maybe it wasn't meant for me to, have another one. And then I seen so many other, people that was pregnant that I didn't even want to be around it. I didn't want to be around it because every time I was around it, I got depressed again. And to this day, I still think about it because, like I said, I went through so much this past year. Like, I lost my cousin, I lost my grandmother, and then couple months later, I suffered a miscarriage. So it was a lot on me as it is. And like I said, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that on any female. I don't care if I dislike you, don't talk to you, whatever. I do not wish that on any female, guys. Do I wish that I had my baby? Yes, of course. I don't believe in abortions. I don't believe in any of that. All I can say is, if you in this situation, for us pregnancy females, if you feel like something wrong, if you cramping early and stuff like that, just go to the hospital. Go to the hospital fast. Go to your clinic, go fast, because just to prevent it. And like I said, guys, it could have been anything. I was healthy. I was healthy and all that. And like I said, they don't know what triggered it. They don't know if it was stress. They don't know if it was me grieving from family members' loss. I don't know what it was, but just when you pregnant, try to stay stress free, try to stay healthy and stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, it took me a minute to get over it, but I'm better now. Like I said, I had my days where I think about it, but like I said, right now it's just me taking time out for me. Everybody says, you gonna try again? Not right now. I'm not thinking about trying right now. I'm just right now trying to focus on the two kids I have now, and just trying to be a better mother, a better girlfriend, and just focus on my career for YouTube, trying to get YouTube up there, and supporting my boyfriend and what he want to do. And like I said, that later down the line, I might plan on having another one, another one, or twins, never know. Twins weren't on my father and my mother's side. But yeah. But that's my story for today, guys. Just wanted to share that with you. And sub and like and comment. And if you enjoyed this video, I will do more, honest videos of story times, and like I said, get this video 200 to 300 likes. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.